What's going on? My name is Steph and welcome back to my channel, Mountain High Life. Today I am going to be taking you along for a weekend spent in the San Juan Mountains with my friend Mackenzie. We're going to be going along doing some trail running, checking out Lake City, Ouray, as well as some hot springs, and I'm just going to be showcasing that in a video for you today. So before we get into today's video, if you are into trail running, ultramarathon training, or mountain vlogs, consider subscribing. That's what I post here on my channel. I also have my Strava and Instagram linked down below if you care to check me out over there. But without further ado, let's jump right in. Good morning. It is Friday, August 22nd, 2025, and I am here in Lake City, Colorado. So I thought it'd be fun to take you along for like more of the adventure side. I really wanted to showcase just some of the routes that we ended up doing, have you guys just kind of come along with me for these runs and see how we stay adaptable in the mountains given different mountain circumstances. So without further ado, I'm going to talk you through what I am bringing on today's mountain adventure. I'm going to be wearing the Ultimate Direction adventure vest. In here I have a full rain kit, rain pants, raincoat, and 2 balaclavas, 2 handkerchiefs, a hat. I have my headlamp. This is my designated filter bottle, so I have in here the filter cap from Hydro Pack, extra power source, toilet things, and then here's the nutrition I have for today. I'm going to be bringing a reservoir, but I have a handful of gels, handful of chews, because I've really been digging the chews lately, but you never really know until you're out there. I have an Uncrustable and a Go Macro bar, and then some pre-portioned Tailwind and electrolytes, just depending on what I want. And that's gonna be it for the day, the whole kit. And as per usual, we're gonna do a little fit check. So for Friday's run, I have on my tried, true, and trusted Alpine top, which is the John G Sun Chaser hoodie. This is last year's style, but this pattern is just one of my all-time favorites. And then one of my all-time favorite shorts is the 5-inch Pace short. They have really awesome deep pockets. They also have silly grip dots down in the short, so these really don't move when you're running, which is incredible. Super flattering, comfortable, and with a little bit of compression, which I really like. Not too much, just enough. So if you care to check out any of the apparel worn today or in any of my runs featured in today's video or this video, click the link down in the description. Use my code Mountain High Life for 10% off your order. Thank you so much to John G for partnering with me, believing in my channel, and making the best running apparel. Our weekend began on Friday, starting out in Lake City, on some trails just outside of the town. Our plan was to run part of the San Juan Summer Solstice course that my friend Mackenzie wasn't able to see during this year's race. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to complete the race. She was dealing with some lingering stomach and GI issues, and unfortunately, she missed the first cutoff by a mere 4 minutes and was pulled from the course. So our hope was to check out the next section of the San Juan Summer Solstice course that Mackenzie wasn't able to check out, and to just get a sense of whether or not it would be a race we'd be interested in checking out next summer.
Hi. So cute. Are you a mountain here?
Are you coming over?
Uh-oh. Okay, maybe. Oh, you don't have to. You know. Like, it's cool, man. Hey, look at those giant feet.
Look at those ears. Oh. Oh, oh.
Wait,
Okay, tell us where you ran.
Okay, San Juan Summer Solstice. I only made it 16 miles, but it's insane because you like run. You come up from the other side, and then you run up there. It's like 13 to 12,000 feet, and then you like come down pretty steep. But yeah, it's over there. Swoopy area right here, and then somewhere you like drop down. I mean, it's possible we even dropped down on the other side and came around. I'd have to look at the map.
And so what are we doing today?
The other part of the course that I didn't get to see because I didn't DNF. They pulled me off the course.
That's right. It wasn't by choice.
4 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't by choice. So
that's where you're taking us at. Yeah.
Mackenzie mapped out a point-to-point route that would feature roughly 21 miles of the San Juan Solstice course. Starting at the base of Carson Road, this point-to-point route would bring us to the top of Carson Road, which would showcase the Carson Ghost Town and would eventually lead us to the Colorado Trail's high point at over 13,800 feet. This is also where we would encounter the bulk of the day's climbing, hitting nearly 3,900 feet of climbing in the first 6 miles of this run. Where are we at?
Like 5 miles in.
What is this? We're on Carson?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if we went to Cataract Gulch, we would take that road somewhere.
Okay, but we're the plan is to keep going for now?
Yeah, I guess so.
So it looks like we'll be going up over yonder. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just climbing. Almost to the top of this climb, and we have one single cloud that's really throwing us off right now.
I like it.
We're not a fan, but we're just gonna try to make it over there, see what awaits, and then if we need to make a decision, we just decide. Once we intersected the Colorado Trail, we would hang a left and continue heading back towards Lake City, which was mostly downhill with some undulating terrain. When we reached the Colorado Trail's high point, despite most of the climbing being over for the day, we were very weather aware given the fact we were at over 13,000 feet in the high alpine. Given the time of year and being at such a high altitude, the likelihood of an afternoon thunderstorm rolling in was very likely. We were very conscious and aware of what the cloud activity was looking like during the climb up the road, and in the event of poor weather, we did have a handful of backup to ensure we were still going to have a mountain-packed adventure. Just about to the top of the climb. I think it almost killed us. Okay, so what are the options?
I mean, it's going that way. So the options are we keep going up and just see what's on the other side there.
Okay.
And see if there's more of that. Because we can't really see. Because we're going to go that way. We can't really see what's accumulating there, right? So if there's like more of that, then I say we got to turn around.
I feel like there is stuff accumulating over there.
It seems like maybe, but...
Okay, so we'll keep going that way, and then...
I feel like we have room to go up a little bit more, don't you?
I agree. It's only 10 something, not even 11. But then after that, perhaps... Okay, so then what would the next strategy be?
If we didn't like what we saw, we would just turn around and go back down, I think.
The way we came?
I mean, we could go the Cataract Gulch side. The only thing is, like, I wasn't really thinking about it, but you were right to point out, like, you're still very exposed.
It's pretty exposed.
Like, it takes a while before you get down to tree line.
Yeah.
And I think here, tree line's, like, we can see it.
I think if we're out of, like, even if we get down to, like, where the marmots were with, like, the old mining stuff, I would feel safer just being there.
Just being lower down.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, we'll be able to run.
I think it's about 4,000 feet of climbing to where we are right now.
Yeah, because I'm just about to hit 4, and I'm always a little under.
Yeah.
So when we did Soft Rock, I have a picture. We came up a pass, and there was a cloud that looked just like that. And no one thought anything of it. And then a fucking giant bolt of lightning came down right next to us. And it, like, the thunder, has this ever happened to you? Was so loud. I thought I lost hearing. Like, it felt like you were in the cloud. I thought the ground shook. And I've never been so scared in my entire life. Like, more so
Did
than
you have
ever
like
summer.
the electric static?
No.
Like you didn't feel that? That's
Didn't
good.
feel it, no.
Well-
I do have like some PTSD because no one thought it was a thing. And then all of a sudden,
It was.
these clouds, boom, and we were like in a terrible storm. Like hail, lightning everywhere. And honestly, it was like, where the fuck did those clouds come from? And the only reason I feel weary is because we know it's gonna storm today.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, if it said it wasn't gonna storm, I'd be like, we're probably fine.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's gonna accumulate with that, and that's gonna turn into a storm. Like that, I feel certain of. After watching many YouTube videos about how storms accumulate, if it was just isolated on its own and it was, you know, you probably are fine, or you can like meander around it, and like your chance is like really low. But
and I mean, even just like looking behind you,
that thing that looked like that, it all of a sudden joined with like probably that, and then it was like boom, like fight for your life. That's the only reason why I'm like hesitant.
I mean, we're up here. The views are spectacular.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, I'd rather live to see another day.
I would today. There may be other days where I'd be willing to risk some things.
So okay, we'll keep going, and then
Let's just do these like few switchbacks
let's do it.
right here.
Okay.
If we hear anything, that's the safe word for being not safe.
Just if you hear anything.
You hear any thunder, I don't care if it's from that cloud, we go down.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
Okay. I mean, we'll get to 6.5 miles. And then, I mean, if it is clear, like, I'll go.
We'll just have to see. Okay, so we just got some beta from some thru hikers about the clouds and the trail. Yeah, the thru hikers are real homies and let us know what's up. So they said it's gonna be really smooth and runnable for the next 6 miles. So we should be able to make pretty quick work of the next 6 miles, which will bring us under timberline, and then we'll maybe be in a meadow, but as long as we're out of the alpine,
Yeah, we'll be coming down.
yeah, we'll be just fine. So we're sending it.
This is not sending.
We're sending. We're doing it. So this is steep, very steep. A lot of loose washy dirt. Boom, 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 boom.
Someone was out there looking out for us because we literally leaved. Fuck no, fucking shit. I almost lost my bowels. Okay. When we were talking to that older man and the woman, I was like, we gotta fucking go. We gotta go.
So almost 15 miles in. Almost done with the climbing. And
I
then
think it's like a bunch of miles. Just,
cool.
yeah.
So rocking and rolling. Okay, so how much further do we have?
Oh gosh. We have about 3 miles.
3 miles, all
3
down,
miles.
all down like Jeep road like
There
this.
might be like a little teeny bump coming up, but like no sustainable. Towards the parking lot,
Yep,
on our way,
yep.
but I think we'll be good.
I think
lightning.
we did see lightning.
It looked far enough away.
You know, I think had it been at a different point in the day, we both would have been, it would have evoked tears. Yeah,
Cried.
but you know, I think knowing where we were at, we were like, that's right. We're almost there.
Yeah. Sharp left.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It's down. We just stumbled across a crap ton of sheep. Oh, look at the babies. Oh. Hey, you guys. They're everywhere. Look at their little butts. They're probably free range. One and a half miles left, and we have found a steep Jeep road that's very chonky, baby head rocks, sized rocks, and yeah, slow going, but 1.5 miles. Whoop whoop! We're almost done. Running it in. Just down the chute. Okay, so we just finished the run. We're gonna go back to the hotel. Gonna shower and then meet up with a friend for dinner, but 21 miles, super solid, super stoked. So we got it done. Friday run, done. Thankfully, the weather held up for us and we were able to complete our 21-mile point-to-point run. And Mackenzie's husband met us pretty much at the road where the trail kind of intersected the paved road. And Justin gave us a ride back to our car, and we successfully managed to make it through this day without any thunderstorms, without encountering any crazy weather, although there was plenty of crazy weather going on around us. And it was just an awesome day, and we were able to check out some of the course. And verdict on whether or not we would do the San Juan summer solstice: Probably not. This past June, I did end up pacing my friend Miranda and our friend Corey, and I did run the last 9 miles of the course with them. And although I did enjoy the course, I'm not sure I really have any reason to run the full thing. I don't think I was missing too much on the first part of the course that I couldn't do on a run, just kind of if I was visiting the area. And that climb up Carson Road, although it was really cool to see the ghost town, really cool to see some side by sides and jeepers. I don't know. I don't think there was anything super there. There's other areas within the San Juans that I would rather spend more time exploring than perhaps going back and exploring that particular trail. So that's the end verdict on day one. Day two, we ended up taking the morning to rest, sleep in, and make the 2.5 hour drive from Lake City to Ouray, which was so beautiful. When we arrived, we decided that instead of forcing a run, we'd enjoy an afternoon soaking in the hot springs at the Twin Peaks Lodge and get some rest to wake up early the next day and get our second and last run of the weekend completed. All right, so it's now Saturday evening, 8:40, and we basically made our way to Ouray today, and Mackenzie and I just sat down and had a conversation and just kind of came to the conclusion that maybe we just need a rest day. The long story short is just with how this summer has gone, how busy and jam-packed it's been, we decided to take the afternoon and enjoy the hot springs here at our inn hotel, if you will, and it was actually really awesome. I haven't really ever taken a second to just be chill, enjoy some hot springs instead of like choosing to go run, and it was really nice. My body feels really good and relaxed, so I think we needed to do that today. So what we're going to do is wake up pretty early, and around 6 a.m. tomorrow we're going to get started and pretty much run from here at the hotel and go up the Ouray Perimeter Trail, meet up with the Bear Creek Trail, and try to make our way up to Engineer Pass. And I'm really excited to check out that trail, Bear Creek Trail, in particular, just because I've seen it in quite a few videos about hard rock and different videos related to the San Juan. So I'm really excited to get up there and do that. It's going to be a very early morning, so I'm going to try to pack up some things for tomorrow's run now. We might run into some rain, so definitely going to have some rain gear, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get all of that packed. Although the original plan was to start from the hotel and run up to Engineer Pass, I slept horribly that night, and it just ended up making more sense logistically for us to make the 7-minute drive to the Bear Creek trailhead, and it would shorten the round trip by about 5 miles. By making the decision to drive to the trailhead, it basically gave us a fighting chance to be able to return to the hotel, have a quick shower before we had to embark on the 6.5 hour drive back to the Front Range. Also, not sleeping well the night before, I just could not bear the thought of doing an 18-mile run, waking up and getting started at 6 a.m. So that was kind of the thought process in changing the plan that we had made the night before. It's now Sunday, and we're getting out, we're doing a run, gonna see what we get into, but hopefully we'll take the Bear Creek Trail up to Engineer Pass and get like 13-ish miles in, 4,000 feet again. I don't know. We'll see what the day has in store. So gonna get going here in just a moment for day 3 of the San Juan adventure. So for the second run of the weekend, we started at the Bear Creek Trailhead and proceeded to make our way up towards Engineer Pass. The Bear Creek Trail is unique in the sense that the trail starts on broken shale, and as you climb, the trail is seemingly carved into the side of a mountain, giving it a unique and adventurous feeling as you wind around corners to be greeted to ever-changing views. Even though the trail isn't very wide, it feels safe considering its exposure, especially if navigated with some caution and mindfulness. Despite the trail going pretty much straight up the entire way, it never felt super steep or even slick, and the terrain provided a bit of a unique, rugged trail experience that I personally haven't encountered too much of during my time spent trail running over the last 5 years. Once we started to catch sights of the creek, there were many visible old mining sites that became present in the walls of the mountains that helped depict the history in the area. miles in and a lot of hiking. But it's so beautiful and cool. Really like narrow and exposed, but really cool. Okay, so we're 4 miles in, about 2.5 miles to Engineer Pass. I think we've done about 2,700 feet of climbing. Honestly, I feel great from all that rest, which is really nice, even despite not sleeping good last night. So I'm really stoked on that. Lots of cloud cover, but nothing too worrisome. So appreciative of a little bit of a cooler morning. Just making it, chugging right along. As we continued our climb, we ran into multiple piles of abandoned mining equipment right along the trail. As a matter of fact, there are thousands of old mines within the San Juans. The San Juans offer a rich history with mining, and I think the Bear Creek Trail really helped to depict some of that history within the San Juans. The San Juans are an insanely epic, beautiful mountain range that sits in the southwest corner of Colorado. The mountains hold the most concentrated number of mountains over 13,000 and 14,000 feet within the state of Colorado. This area offers rugged, remote terrain and the chance to feel like you're truly in the wilderness and at the mercy of the mountains. Okay, 5 miles in. It's really steep, but I think we're gonna come into a little meadow soon. So hopefully we'll catch some good views. I do have permission from my friend to try to get up to Engineer, which is maybe a mile away. Good bit of climbing. It's gonna be hard. I think if I can just move, I can do it. But man, it is just so beautiful up here. Holy crap. During this effort, I was feeling really good, and at one point, Mackenzie and I had stopped and talked about our plan for the day. We decided that once we made it to the Alpine, if we still had enough time, we would separate. That way I could go ahead to try to reach Engineer Pass, and after reaching the pass, I would turn around and meet up with Mackenzie on my descent down. We decided we would separate or wait to separate in the Alpine, given the fact that when you're in the Alpine, oftentimes you can see pretty vastly along the landscape of which you're traveling, which allowed us to keep eyes on each other, even being upwards of 3/4 of a mile to a mile apart. This in opposition of separating a little bit earlier on the trail where we were in the woods. We just couldn't really keep eyes on each other or see each other if one of us was passing through the willows. So it just made sense that if we were going to separate at any point, it would be in the Alpine, and if there was any question or any sense of danger, we would immediately turn around. The second part of this plan was we did need to turn around as close to 9 a.m. as possible, because ideally we wanted to get back to the car at no later than like 10:40, so that way we could drive the 7-minute drive back to the hotel, rinse off really quick, and check out before 11 a.m. Knowing that 9 a.m. was kind of that pivotal time, we set a plan, we stuck to it, and that was kind of how we navigated a moment of separation, planned separation from each other. Up there is Engineer Pass. You can see the cars. When we did separate and reach the Alpine, it was about 8:40, and I had just over a mile with over 1,200 feet of vertical gain within that very short distance. So I had to hustle up to Engineer Pass. There was no taking it easy, and I'm pretty sure I got a good little VO2 max workout, threshold workout, pushing myself to get up to Engineer Pass as quickly as possible. Here at Engineer Pass, 12,800 feet. Took me about 4,000 feet of climbing to get up here. Really stoked, really fatigued and tired, but I know I don't know, this is just so sick. So being up here just feels really cool. It's just so amazing. So I do have to run back down, taking a moment to take it in. This is so cool. Now I do have to give a quick shout out to Koros. I am super excited because over the next few months, I am partnering with Koros to explore a new to me watch, the Koros Apex 2 Pro. I had been thinking over the last few months that I might be considering a new watch for myself, given that my Garmin Phoenix Sapphire Pro 5 Solar small watch was giving me a little bit of issues, mainly in battery life as well as GPS. And I was super excited when Koros reached out and offered to send me their Apex 2 Pro, because so many of my friends that run, trail run in particular, use Koros. And despite having used Garmin for my entire time that I've been a runner, so just about 14 years, I was really impressed with how easy it was to navigate moving from the Garmin interface to Koros. There's so many features that I am so excited about, but I really want to focus in today's video sharing that it was so awesome on this particular route when I was by myself, how quickly the watch, while using the GPS navigation function, alerted me that I was off trail. Especially as somebody who navigates and does a lot of trail running solo, and as somebody who's directionally challenged, it is super important that I am aware of whether or not I'm on the right trail. Upon making it towards the top, as close to Engineer Pass as I was, my watch alerted me within a tenth of a mile that I was no longer on trail and continued to provide alerts that I was off trail. With my Garmin watch, if I go off trail, it might alert me once. It might not even alert me in time. I've had it alert me as late as a quarter of a mile, which poses kind of a big issue. However, with the Koros watch, it alerted me really quickly, like I said, within a tenth of a mile, and continued to provide reminders of how far off course I was, and also provided me kind of an idea of how to get back on course and just kind of reroute to the trail that I had mapped out for my watch to bring me to Engineer Pass, which I really appreciated to help keep me safe and to help you stay on course and stay safe. Additionally, I really love that within the Koros app, it is so easy to map out different routes and courses. As somebody who spends a lot of free time mapping out different adventures and routes and planning things within the mountains, it is so nice to have a very user-friendly, easy to use, simple, beautiful, crisp interface to map out said routes and to easily transport those maps and navigations onto your watch for you to use when you're in the mountains. So I just have to give a huge shout out to Koros, specifically Zoe, for working with me. And I am super excited to be sharing more about the Apex 2 Pro with you guys here on the channel over the next few months, letting you know some of the benefits, some of the things and features that I love so much about the watch. So click the link down in the description. More details will be listed on the screen here. But again, thank you to Koros. Super stoked to be working with them. At 9:03 a.m., I reached Engineer Pass, and I was so stoked. Although time was very limited, I tried to soak in as much as I could. There was just 360-degree panoramic views from every direction of this central location. I just thought it was really cool to be up there. It was cool to see some of the Jeepers and off-roaders up there as well, and just to really take in some of the incredible views and epic mountains of the San Juans. And although I had to turn around really quickly, it was still so beautiful, taking in some of the views during my descent down back into the meadow, and to really just get some of those fall flavors that the San Juans were offering that weekend. Running down this trail was honestly just as much fun as going up it, and despite this run wrapping up at only 13 miles, it's safe to say that the vertical gain of over 4,000 feet in those first 6.5 miles definitely made this run feel a lot longer than it actually was. This was truly an amazing weekend, and we did have some other routes and courses that we had planned. However, it was also really nice to slow down and enjoy the mountains in a different sense other than running, mainly in the form of a hot spring and just honestly hanging out in a mountain town and not feeling pressured to go run. It's been a crazy summer. I've put in a lot of time, a lot of miles, and a lot of work in the mountains, but it does get exhausting doing those alpine starts, waking up really early, getting going really early, and spending all day in the mountains. So it was a nice little switch up for me personally to kind of change how I enjoyed the mountains this weekend. It definitely was such a friendly reminder of why I love trail running so much. The sense of adventure and the chance to explore different areas that I might not have been able to had I not chose to run those trails. Seeing more of the San Juans during these runs left me feeling incredibly inspired and excited for all the potential adventures that await in the summers to come and all the opportunities for big mountain days in some of the most renowned mountains in the United States. But for now, I'll have to keep daydreaming and just scheming of what those days might look like for me. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a different style video for me, especially with a voiceover format, which I hope I did an okay job on. I had a lot of fun making this. I have to say thank you so much to Mackenzie for being such a good friend, running partner, and individual to share those mountain miles with. She's truly phenomenal, and I just appreciate her friendship so much. And I also have to say thank you so much to Justin for picking us up, driving us around, and being just always so down to support the runner dream and big mountain dream. So thank you to Justin. Thank you again to John G for always supporting the channel. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you to Zoe, as well as everybody over at Koros, for letting me check out the Apex 2 Pro. Really excited to share that with you guys. Don't forget to go check them out down below as well. Very curious, have you spent a lot of time in the San Juans? And if you have not, do you plan to, or what would your approach be? I know a lot of people have kind of taken into the idea of soft rock. I know that's something that I've been thinking about myself, but I really enjoyed this weekend in the San Juans. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. Again, consider subscribing if you're into some more trail running videos. I'll have plenty of trails coming at you guys here soon, as well as my high lonesome recap. I promise I'm still working on that in the background, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you get out on some trail today, and I will see you in my next adventure. Bye!